So if any of you guys follow me over on Instagram, you may have seen that I've been on a bit of a quest to find the perfect fuzz pedal for me, and that's a quest that's been going on for months now. And I'm pleased to say that today I have finally found a fuzz pedal that ticks all of the boxes for somebody who isn't typically used to playing fuzzes. So if you are looking to get into fuzz pedals, if you want to understand why they're useful, how to control them, and how to get the very best tones out of them, then this video is for you. So like I said, my quest for the perfect fuzz pedal has seemingly been never-ending. I owned a fuzz pedal way back when I was at university in 2011, which was around the same time that the Scott Mckeon signature SM Fuzz came out. I'm a massive Scott Mckeon fan, and when I got it, I really struggled to get the best out of it. It was a germanium fuzz, it had loads of gain on tap, and the whole purpose of that fuzz was to be very dynamic, to be controlled by the volume knob, to clean it up and get loads of different flavors of overdrive just using the dynamic approach of the guitar. And I just wasn't a good enough guitar player back then to really understand how to do that, so I quickly sold it, moved on to the next thing, and I kind of regretted it ever since because I've written off fuzz pedals just thinking that it wasn't for me. Fuzz is arguably the most particular effect that you can own. It's not something that sounds great out of the box. It takes some getting used to. You need to get to know the pedal in terms of how the sound manifests itself, how best to use it, whether it's with single coils or humbuckers or with the volume control. But when you do dial it in just right, there is nothing better than the sound of a fuzz pedal. And I have definitely discovered that with the pedal that we're going to be featuring in today's video. Now, the hardest thing about choosing a fuzz pedal is kind of knowing what it is that you're going to like, because like I said, it's a very particular thing. Normally you have either silicon fuzzes or germanium fuzzes. Germanium tends to be a little bit more touch sensitive, the gain structure is a little bit more amp-like, and it has somewhat of a kind of more textural sound, which is something that I have always resonated with. That's why I love players like Scott Mckeon and Doyle Bramhall, who really kind of use that germanium circuit to full effect. The other common fuzz circuit is silicon. Silicon is often more stable and retains a lot more high-end definition in the actual fuzz tone. And that is one of the drawbacks of germanium, is the instability in the tone. Germanium is super sensitive to changes in temperature, and that was the issue that I was having with my SM Fuzz back in the day, is that no matter what gig I went to, it seemed to sound different at every venue, which is something that is quite challenging, but in the studio, that's not going to be a problem. So I started doing some research, I started to look up manufacturers, and I ended up striking up a conversation on Instagram with my friend over at 11 Circuits. 11 Circuits are a small independent pedal manufacturer based out of Copenhagen in Denmark. Now, there are many great exports out of Denmark, and Copenhagen is one place that I've always wanted to visit, haven't had the chance to yet. So when I see a company in Scandinavia doing cool fuzz pedals, then that's a really good sign for me, and I thought it was probably worth shooting them a DM and just, picking their brains about what I should be looking for in terms of a fuzz pedal. Some of my friends on Instagram had done a few demos, I really liked the sound, so I thought it was worth looking into. After a few messages back and forth, we eventually came up with a pedal which is an adaptation of a pedal that 11 Circuits had already made, which was called the Pointy Fuzz, which is basically their take on a fuzz face. The reason that we came up with this pedal is because 11 Circuits wanted to experiment with a couple of different circuit options, and I wanted to have the option to switch between silicon and germanium, just so that if I'm gigging, I've got the option to use silicon, which will be consistent across all venues, but if I'm in the studio and I want that awesome germanium sound that I love so much, then I'm going to be able to use that in a controlled environment. And that resulted in this pedal. So this is the 11 Circuits Pointy Fuzz. It has a toggle switch which allows you to go from germanium to silicon. The fuzz amount in terms of gain is preset within the pedal, and I opted to go for a slightly lower gain sound because that's often something that I struggle with fuzz pedals, especially in the past, is that there's sometimes just way too much gain on tap and you tend to lose definition and clarity in the notes, and all the players that I love seem to have so much great clarity in their tone when using fuzz, so having a low gain option was perfect for me. And it has a level control which just allows you to set the overall volume of the pedal, and I wanted to make sure there was plenty of headroom in that so that when I step on the fuzz it's going to be so much louder than all of my other gain stages, just to kind of push the actual front end of the amp and to give me that lift during solos. Anyone who knows me knows that I absolutely love the colour orange, definitely my favourite colour, so having this pedal in this orange colorway with some really cool design features, like this really nice kind of textured, I don't know, cloth type pattern. It's just really cool. Haven't really seen that before. And it's just kind of cool to have something that is kind of like a one of one at the moment. So full disclosure, 11 Circuits did send me this pedal for free to do some demos and to, have a bit of a play around with it, but I haven't been told what to say in any of these videos, and all of the thoughts and opinions that I put forward are completely my own. There is no input from the guys at 11 Circuits, but I can definitely say with confidence that this is the fuzz pedal that I've been looking for. So, with that being said, let's have a listen at some isolated tones, switching between the silicon and germanium settings. So there we have it, my first foray into fuzz after a number of years, and I'm really pleased to say that this pedal definitely stands up. I'm going to leave all of the information for 11 Circuits in the description, so go over to their Instagram, check out all of their cool designs and their cool pedals, shoot them a message, get geeky about fuzz circuits and transistors. And if you're looking for a fuzz pedal but don't really know where to start, then hopefully this video has been helpful. If that is the case, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. It's definitely really, really helpful for the channel, and I really appreciate it. And if you enjoy this type of content and you want to see more, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified when I upload. New videos come out every single Tuesday at 6 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, UK time, and I would love to see you over in the next video. Until then, take care, and I will see you all soon. Oh, and before I go, if you do want to find out more about the amp that I was using to demonstrate today's pedal, then I did a video last week about the amp going through a load of tones. So if you're in the market for a new amp, or you just like the sound of this video, then that might be something that you want to check out. Anyway, I'll let you go. But see you soon.